lovers, welcome to another episode of Card Play. Today I want to show you how to make this really elegant and very simple thank you note, and we're going to use a technique of acrylic block stamping. So let's get started. First I took a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 Whisper White cardstock and just scored it down the middle and folded it in half. I'm going to use one of Stampin' Up's acrylic blocks. This is the C, the letter C size acrylic block. And I'm also going to use some Pear Pizzazz classic stamping ink. And all we're going to do is ink up this acrylic block. So just directly on the acrylic block, you're going to go ahead and just get a good covering of ink. No two of these will be the same. They'll all be a little bit different, and hopefully you can see that that has taken that Pear Pizzazz ink. And all we're going to do is, just like we would rubber stamp, we're just going to take this and we're going to press it straight down and give it some nice good pressure and lift up. And you get a really unique background that you can do a lot with and play around with a lot. What we're going to do with it is take some Post-it notes, and I just want to mask off two sides of this block image. So we're going to mask off that side and also go ahead and mask off this side. And then we're going to take this floral image from the Eastern Bloom stamp set and a bit of Versamark, and we're going to ink up that stamp. And then we're just going to go ahead and stamp that image, and I want it to be coming off of the top of this green area and also inside it. So right about there, and just give it a nice good press and lift up. And then we're going to go ahead and just add some silver embossing powder, and I'm going to remove my masks first, and I'm also going to make sure that there's no additional sticky here from the sticky note, because the embossing powder will actually stick to that. So we're just going to take some silver embossing powder and tap that off. And you'll notice I have some stray silver embossing powder. That's no problem. I'm just going to go ahead and take a paintbrush, and you can just come in and put that extra embossing powder back into your container. Now we're going to go ahead and take our embossing gun, our heat tool, and we're going to go ahead and emboss. Now we need to go ahead and make the letters for the greeting, so we're going to set the card aside. And I'm going to use the calendar, alphabet, and number stamp set, and you're just going to need a piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock. And I've got all of the letters that I need here. This is a double mounted stamp set, so you mount an image on each end of the wood block. And I'm just going to stamp out thank you. And because I'm going to be cutting these out, I don't need to worry about the spacing. Okay, great. I didn't like how those U's turned out, so I did an extra one over here. And I used Early Espresso Classic ink to stamp this out. Then all we're going to do is take our paper snips, and we're going to go ahead and just cut out these letters in little rectangles. And you can make them as chunky or as thin as you'd like, but I would suggest you try to cut them all about the same height, although again, you can have fun and kind of do what you want. Okay, so now I have all of my letters cut out. Now we're just going to take some dimensionals, and I like to cut these in half, and we're just going to put a dimensional on the back of each of these letters. And the last thing we're going to do is place our letters right onto the card. Just pop them up, and you can do the spacing however you want. I like the greeting coming off of the rectangular pear pizzazz area, and you can do that however you'd like. And there you have it, a really simple and fun little thank you note using the acrylic block stamping technique. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Card Play, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon here in the craft room.